All right. Hello, Angela. Thank you for meeting me again.
Yeah.
We've had some time now. Thank you first for allowing me to come into your classroom and demonstrate how to use Smart Suite with your students.
Yeah.
You have a lovely bunch of students this year. And they seem to be very engaged. Did you get that same feeling walking around while I was doing the lesson?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
They were engaged, and they're not always. So.
Well, no classes. And then you had a chance, because we made your lesson with the memory game, to implement it on by yourself. And how do you feel that went?
I think it went really well. I think it did increase their engagement. Some of them wanted to play around with the iPads, which I guess, that's probably just more routine, teaching them the procedures and making sure that they're, not playing.
Right.
But I think it went really well overall.
Okay.
I thought the lesson could be a little bit longer.
Okay.
I think it wasn't quite long enough.
Okay. So I know you're very familiar now, because we've done it twice with your class, the memory game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we could kind of adapt your checklist and maybe add in a few more activities?
Yeah.
So for further lessons, it would extend the lesson time, and also give them some more excitement, because it'd be different activities and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, instead of me taking the reins today and showing you everything, I want to give you the chance to kind of look through them, manipulate them a little bit, so you're more comfortable with it. So I think we will adapt your checklist, and instead of just having the one interactive component, add in 2 or 3, maybe even 4 per lesson. I think as you get more comfortable, you'll see that's easy to do.
Okay.
This is kind of the synopsis of all the lessons, and I know we've looked at them before. I modeled a couple of them before for you. One that my classes generally love is the monster quiz.
Okay.
And
That
that's
caught my eye.
Yes, it's really cool because they team the students together. And so whatever it is, like I know we're still working on multiplication properties or multiplication word problems. They're working through some of those questions while they try to build a monster. So it's a good team quiz if you wanted something like that.
Okay.
Of course, Match 'em Up is a great one. One that I've used not only in math, but another in ELA is the Shout It Out. And
up here.
you're familiar with a Wordle where they type in a word and it
Yes.
shows up on the wall.
Yeah, those are
That's
cool.
kind of what Shout It Out is.
Oh.
So you could have like a problem, even a problem like 6 times 6, or you could give them the product 36 and say, what 2 factors would be multiplied together to get 36, and that they could see that there's different ways, that kind of thing. So I'm going to give you some time to click through and learn these different ones, and then from there we can meet back together if you have further questions and look at some more. Okay, so here was your checklist from last time, and we had adapted it last time to only have one interactive component.
Right.
So now we're thinking adding, put this here, 3 to 4 components. And our goal is still increasing that student engagement in math. As a teacher, we're always trying to do that, right?
That's right.
We had last time had taken off the formative assessment piece. Want to
Okay.
keep that off or add it back on? Let's keep it off for now.
Yeah.
I think focusing
Yes,
on
that's kind of what I was thinking too.
the engagement first. Okay, out of all these activities, you've had a chance to kind of look over some. Which one do you want to know more about, or which one do you want to kind of walk
I
through?
want to kind of walk through the monster quiz.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, definitely. Okay.
Open that up.
Right.
Okay.
And it's frozen.
Oh,
We
no.
love technology. All right, just click out and click back in. Sometimes
Discard.
yes, just
Oh, wait, there it came up.
Of course.
Okay, here? No.
Start with an activity.
Right, there we go.
And then go to the monster quiz again.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
so
then-
you have 2 choices for the monster quiz. Multiple choice, which is the one I generally use in my class, or true false.
Okay.
So let's just start with multiple choice.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you could type in any question. So what do you want to focus on in your next couple weeks in math after the break?
Well, still working on properties of
Okay. properties, or even like multiplication, division, word problems. I know that's coming up soon.
That's right after the break.
Okay, so I'm going to come up with a quick problem just so you can type it in. So Miss Smith has 6 boxes of pencils.
Okay, yeah, my typing is slow. Pencils.
Each with 8 pencils.
Each 8 pencils.
Our question could be, how many pencils does she have?
Okay. How many pencils does she have?
Okay, and then you have to enter at least 2 answer choices, but you can go up to 4. So since they're learning their basic facts, always, of course, you want the correct product in there, but also ones that are close, like 42 and 36.
And then we need the right answer. It is 48, right? Yes.
It is 48. And always make sure the green check is right beside the correct answer. Because that's how the program will know when they're working on this activity how to check them.
So I just have to click on the bubble and it goes there. Okay.
And then you can just add another question.
And let's put a silly answer too. Okay.
So then you could add as many questions. Of course, with multiplication, division, word problems, 6, 7 in an activity would probably be plenty.
Right. Yeah.
And you just keep going until you know that activity is exactly how you want it. And you do the same thing that you did with the memory game. You pull it up, they type in your class number, they have their device ready. It does give you the prompt, and I'll show you real quick on mine. Okay, so you see here, this is my monster quiz, and I would press start for the class, and it prompts me, do you want to separate into teams? Depending on how big your class is, mine's 18. I do sometimes groups of 3, maybe 4.
Okay.
Did you have any questions about that?
Well, as they're answering the questions, I know they're using the iPads because that's what we're wanting to do is engage them with technology. But since it's a word problem, would you have paper pencil there for them to work through?
That is a great question. So I kind of tell mine, so for basic facts, we're kind of working on getting to the point where they just realize that basic fact within their problem. One thing I would recommend, since they are just small little iPads, just giving them a little sheet of paper or even a marker and an eraser at their area to work on.
Oh, yeah, they could just do it on the table.
So for kids that can answer it in their head, they could do that. For kids that, still need those strategies. The only problem with that is I do think it's kind of a time pressured thing. So these might be problems that that they just can regurgitate those facts.
So I should stick with more of the basic facts
instead
of getting tricky.
Like I wouldn't do a 2-step word problem within this. Okay. You could
eventually, maybe,
because the whole class would probably have to work that out. But I would hate for them to feel that pressure of the the music and everything. That's a good question.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I totally see that now that you say that makes perfect sense.
And then you would just keep going until you have 5 or 6 questions, and this would go in an order. So if you have your memory game first, that I know you're really comfortable with now, and then you wanted to do the monster quiz, and then a possible shout it out or something. The shout it out could even be basic stuff like basic facts.
Okay.
Just to keep on the engagement or keep the engagement going within the multiplication lesson. So, okay, we'll adapt that checklist. I'm going to let you add in the monster quiz. Sounds so silly. Add in a shout it out. I think you'll find too once you play with this.
They seem pretty.
They're pretty self-explanatory. And then we'll meet back together to see how that's working out. Okay. I think you'll find that you probably would want to use this not in just math, but
yes, I'm thinking of ways I can use it in ELA and things.
They do love it. They definitely do. So, okay, so we'll go from there. I know we have Thanksgiving coming up, so we'll touch base after Thanksgiving.
Sounds good.
See how that next lesson goes, and then I think this is a resource you'll be able to use forever.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm getting into this. This is interesting, and I feel like I'm technological.
Thank you for letting me coach you. I appreciate it.